Welcome to FOMO Consulting for your daily AMC stock analysis video on Wednesday, July 7th. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid. I'm afraid their tactics and manipulation aren't working. I'm afraid this will squeeze. I'm afraid I'm not selling. And as always, the apes are winning, the dominant hands are winning, most importantly, the retail investor is winning. So if you find this video informative and entertaining, please like, share, certainly comment, and most importantly, subscribe. It is a newer channel and I'd appreciate the support. Let's get into the video. Thank you as always to each and every one of you who has liked, shared, commented, and subscribed. It means the absolute world to me. Thank you very much. Start with a quote. Be scared and do it anyway. We are buying all throughout their manipulation, and I've got my own personal hypothesis on what they're up to. We'll get into that very shortly. So let's look at the broader market. Overall, S&P had yet another record day, up 14 points, Dow up 104, NASDAQ up 1, and Russell down 22, which was actually a recovery. As you can see, obviously midday, early in the morning or whatever, we had a pretty hard sell-off leading up to the Fed meeting notes, but most of the major indices at least recovered. Russell obviously did not, and that is very important to our day-to-day. So let's look at crypto. Overall, crypto having a decent day today. Most things up 2-4%, whatever. Ethereum's up, Doge, Bitcoin, all having a decent day today. So what I want to show you, this is Tesla. So this is around let's just call it late August, early September. And as you can see, had a nice little run up to $500, right? And then around the 10th of September, you can see they had some pretty hard days. Obviously, as you can see, the intraday high of 502.49 at that point, and at the bottom of that red candle, about 5 days later, they were around $330. So pretty hard sell-off. So again, those were painful days if you were in Tesla. We all know it was a long squeeze and it was heavily shorted. So in retrospect, that was just part of the process. Obviously had a nice run up, then had a hard sell-off, and then had a long period of consolidation, and then it started its next run. You could compare that to where we're at today. Obviously, we're going through some tough days the last 3, 4, 5 days. They've been red. We've been heavily shorted, heavily attacked, no doubt. But in retrospect, these days may very well be just part of the process, a bump in the road to the bigger picture. Well done, German apes. Obviously, you felt the effects of the heavy shorting and the heavy selling pressure due to the Russell and other means and methods. So at the end of the day, well done. You did close down 10%, 38.62 euros. Again, you had a similar day as us. So let's look at us. So as you can see, opening bell, hard sell-off, heavily shorted, but we were certainly dragged down by the broader market, specifically the Russell. So what I want to show you is the Russell chart shortly, but we closed at $45.07, down $4.89 or 9.79%. We did end up on the SSR list for the remainder of the trading day today, and again tomorrow. That means really nothing, apparently. So this is the Russell chart. So you can see opening bell, hard sell-off. We relatively mirrored that, and then slight recovery, consolidated pretty much through the mid part of the day, another quick sell-off, and then kind of closed flat to the close. So again, we're heavily tied into the Russell, as well as ETFs, right? So let's look at IWM. You can see the exact same pattern as the AMC chart, and you can see how it mirrors the Russell 2000 chart for today. GameStop, hard sell-off, somewhat of recovery, consolidation, close flat to close. They did close down $8.90, down 4.46% at 190. They did recover. They got shoved down just like us to an intraday low of $177. But again, look at the Russell 2000 chart. A little bit of a lag, but overall followed the general pattern. So what I want to show you here is going back to June 10th. As you can see, we had a nice little breakout and a run up to $65 or so. But leading up to that, after the big run up to 72, around the 8th, 9th, 10th, that general time frame of June, you can see where we just got shoved down each and every day. You can see where the RSI got shoved down to basically oversold. The MACD got shoved down to a very low level, and this is the 1 hour chart. So overall, we've been there, done that. So let's look where we are today. 1 hour chart, same general process. We started around the 60s and we've been shoved down to $42 today at an intraday low. As you can see, RSI has certainly been oversold. We are really due for a hard bounce to the bullish side, but as you can see, the MACD is completely oversold. Even on a 1 hour chart, I mean, that's extraordinarily low for the MACD. So let's look at the bigger picture again. We have been trending along that line. We have now bounced off it now 4 times. Hopefully we can hold that $43, $42 level. That is an absolute critical support for us. Otherwise, I believe if we fall below that, we will be around the $37 to $38 level. We shall see, but as you can see, the RSI on the 4 hour chart is again completely oversold. We are due for a very bullish bounce. That is very low on the 4 hour, and the MACD again has been pressed down into a very low level, and I believe a bullish crossover is soon to come. Daily chart, we've looked at this before. Obviously, right now, we have now touched this on the daily 4 times, including today, around that $42 to $43 level. That is very firm support. However, if we break it, or they break the chart, basically, we could end up in the high 30s again before we find new support. But as you can see, RSI is now basically actually a little below neutral on the daily, which is good. But every time we've been around that 43 to 46 range on the RSI, we have bounced. So that does give me some hope. That certainly gives me some belief this will turn back in a bullish direction very, very soon. And as you can see, everyone's been fixated on the pennant formation. We did break below that today on the daily. We'll see if this is a follow through or a fake out breakout. We'll see. But overall, we did break below that today on the daily. Again, volume was up, but I don't believe, me personally, this is going to stick. I believe it could very well come back into the channel over the next couple of days, possibly break out. We shall see, but please be warned that we could go down a bit further. So as I understand it, at least through today, we are still on threshold securities. I believe it updates later this evening or later tonight. We'll see. I have no reason to doubt we'll be on it again. I know that there's a lot of due diligence around the next couple of days around the FTDs. Will we spike? Will they have to buy in? The prime brokers anyway. We shall see what that means and what happens. Black Widow advanced ticket sales are Fandango's best of the year to date. Absolutely bullish to beat out F9, Godzilla vs. Kong, what have you. This upcoming weekend with UFC could absolutely be phenomenal for AMC and the overall theater business as a whole. So pioneering effort by AMC again with a UFC Saturday, July 10th. Showing live in a limited amount of AMC theaters. We shall see how this plays out, but we should see a ton of media attention around this, as it is somewhat of a groundbreaking move for AMC and the theater business as a whole to show a live sporting event So we'll see how this plays out, along with Black Widow and F9 still hot and heavy in the theaters. Really, there's no reason for the stock to be in the position it is. It should definitely be on a bullish run. I think we can all agree. Speaking of good news, again, just a reminder, I'm sure everyone knows by now, 25 million share off the table, off the vote, will not be discussed for the remainder of 2021. Absolutely bullish. So this keeps creeping up. The short shares on loan, the time duration has been trickling upwards. As you can see, we are now at 40 days. So a lot of that repositioning they were doing has now pretty well, it appears to be completed. And now the clock is ticking yet again, which I think is bullish for us. And as you can see, the short interest trend data is no change, but they are certainly increasing each and every day. As you can see, we're at 95 million on shares on loan. I expect that to go up heavily. They borrowed 6 million shares. They returned 1.89 for net borrow change, but overall, I'm feeling very bullish, and the short interest has gone up 4.41% up to 19.04. Our volume did increase today, which was good to see, to 94 million. Hopefully that'll equate to additional days of coming of heavier volume. That can only help the bullish case. Speaking of bullish, we can look at the options chain. You are starting to see a consolidation of puts around that $40 level. So I believe over the next couple of days, our fight is ahead. Certainly you can see around the $45 strike, you have consolidation. You have consolidation in volume around the $50 level and the $55 level. So overall, we'll see what the next couple of days bring. Today's volume was certainly very bullish. The call volume was 425 to 348,000, so certainly very bullish. And as you can see, the call volume expiring this Friday outweighed put volume. So let's close with a quote. Don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. John D. Rockefeller. Very, very wealthy man, wealthy family, certainly did well, right? Great advice. Again, we know what we hold. If you're truly convicted in this play, the short interest has not changed. It only increases. There's bullish catalyst all around us, bullish news fundamentally around AMC stock. So everything that we're seeing, we know is manipulation. We know they are positioning themselves. We know they have to cover. We know they have to cover these FTDs. There's a lot of things that are very much in our favor, and they know it, and they are attacking this heavily to basically shake us out of our shares and try to get us out of the play. It will not win. So as always, I want to thank you for watching each and every day. I really, really appreciate comments and the support. But as always, I hope your life is full of green candles, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.